So this is my vlog of my family car as requested. So here goes. As you can see, this is the Maruti Suzuki Swift DZire second generation, and this particular car is the ZXi variant. This came with a 1.2 liter VVT K series engine. Since this is a ZXi, so this is a petrol car. As you can see from the exterior, these got swept back headlights which was smoked. The fog lamps here were accentuated with this chrome detailing, and it also got a chrome mustache for that aesthetic appeal. Apart from that, it's currently running on 185/65 R15s. However, the stock car came with R14s, and this was basically an upgrade for better ride comfort. Talking about the ORVMs, the top end car got LEDs for turn indicators. Another nice detail for the top end car again is that it got request sensors on both the front doors. These are the 16 spoke alloy wheels, as you can see. Halogen lights. Also got 4 reverse parking sensors, and I'd like to mention that this is an added accessory. This wasn't offered with the car. Also, to open the boot, there was a button here and you could simply open the boot like that. This is the 320 liter boot of the car, which is adequate for 3 to 4 medium sized suitcases at max. So it basically does the job. And I'm sorry about the mess here. It got a spare wheel which was obviously not an alloy, and it was a rim. That's the cost cutting done by Maruti, as these are exposed metals here. So yeah, that's about the boot here, and let's see how's the rear seat here. So as you can see, there are only 2 headrests here. The middle row passenger never got any headrest for some reason, and that's the handrest, which does not have any cup holders. So for the headroom, I'm 5'5", and I'd like to give an idea. It's pretty adequate for a 5'5" guy, but I won't recommend this to a person who's beyond 5'8" or 9. The legroom is pretty adequate here, as you can see, so it's good for longer rides. Another fact is that the middle row passenger would be a little uncomfortable for longer routes because there's a hump here. Housing 2 people for longer routes would be pretty good, as the seats offer good amount of cushion. That's the 12-volt lighter port. That's the chrome garnish. Those are for the mirrors, and that's for the 1 liter bottle, right? And a little storage space here as well behind the seats, and that's it. Pretty basic. So we are in the driver's seat now, and I'd like you to see how neat this instrument cluster looks to this day. That's for the fuel, that's the tacho, that's the MID, that's the speedo, and that's for fuel, right? And this car also got one touch push button start. Apart from that, the steering got all the audio controls like mute button, and this is to toggle through modes, this is to switch between tracks, the volume rocker, and these are the Bluetooth controls. This is to pick a call, this is to hang up. And this car was also offered with dual airbags. That's only for the front, that is. And that's the stereo system, the factory fitted stereo system. The top end car got Bluetooth as well. Now talking about the HVAC controls, you could set the temperature from here. However, this car got automatic climate control. So once you press that, it would set the intensity of the air on its own. So that's a pretty nice touch. That's another lighter port there, and you had the aux. And this is a manual car, as you can see. This particular accessory here was also from Maruti itself, and this is for the reverse parking camera. Not as good as present standards, but yeah, it does the job. Let's see how this car drives. Alright, so we're inside the car now, and let's see how it drives. So safety first. Turning on the ignition. Roast to life. Alright, into first gear, and here we go. Very smooth start, pretty smooth sailing. And a little history on the Swift DZire. It was launched in the year 2007, and the assembly was done by Maruti Suzuki at its Manesar plant. This particular car is the second generation facelift model, and this was in production from 2015 to 2017, when it was replaced by the third generation DZire. Yes, you heard me right. They dropped the Swift name from the nameplate with the third generation. And this car's done upwards of 1,12,000 kilometers. But it's still so smooth and pretty refined. That refinement can still be felt. The gears also are very smooth and slick shifting. There's no complaint there as well. My view is also pretty good, apart from the fact that the bonnet is not visible, which is a bummer, especially during traffic. Also, the C-pillar is quite thick, so when someone's overtaking you or you're making those turns, it'll create a little bit of problem there. So this car was powered by the 1.2 liter K series petrol engine, which churned out 83 horsepower and 115 newton meters of torque. Those figures were pretty adequate for city driving. In fact, it's a peppy engine, right? But in the highways, you'd feel the lack for a sixth gear, also the lack of a turbo, because especially when you're making those overtakes and you need that surge of power. So since this is a naturally aspirated motor, the torque rush is pretty linear. It gets a little vocal post the 3,500 mark, but this car has been a workhorse. I mean, this is our daily driver, primarily driven by me, and as you can see, the turning radius is decent, so not a problem there as well. We have a stretch here, so let's try and give it the beads. Okay, braking is good. The braking is good. That bite is there. The facelift came with ABS and EBD, and you can feel that ABS working with the brakes pretty well. Their marriage is strong and solid even after 7 years. See, I have a heavy foot, so I try and extract that linear torque rush from the car. So I still appreciate what Maruti's done with this car. I mean, even without the turbo, at least it's got 4 cylinders. So it still feels alright. And as it was known for being the mile muncher, and it's infamous for being your Uber, I get that a lot. But imagine the fun that those drivers must be having. It's amazing. I mean, the way this 7-year-old car still drives. It's eager to go and munch more miles. And on the highways, it returns around 20 kilometers a liter. But in city traffic, it's down to 16 to 18, depending on your driving. With the heavy foot that I have, I'm able to extract about 14 kilometers per liter only. That's a little video on my Swift DZire, and I hope you liked it. Please let me know what you think about it, and thanks.